Hi, you cannot work without a pen. You cannot work without ball pen. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and this is still your introvert Gail. And first of all, again, thank you very much for those who are subscribing to my channel. And for those of you who haven't subscribed yet, please click on the notification bell and of course the subscribe button so that you can get up to date with my vlogs and with my future contents. Are attending my live stream. Thank you guys for participating again, and I hope that I can see you. I will see you again on my next live stream. I've been doing this every week so that I get to catch up with my subscribers, and of course if you have any questions we can answer that straight away through the live stream. For today's vlog, I'm so excited because I will share with you the lessons I've learned from my nursing career. So I have listed 10 important lessons I've learned, and I hope some of you can relate to this, and I hope some of you can have a little bit idea of how nursing goes. And if you're still not onto nursing, or if you are planning to take up nursing course, then it's a good video for you. So I have been a nurse since 2010, and I did my board exam. Especially in the Philippines, you have to take the board exam before you get your license. So this is the nursing licensure examination. It's a national examination for all the nurses, the graduate nurses who wanted to work in the field or in the hospital or any nursing field. So before you become a nurse, you have to have the license. And luckily or fortunately, I was able to pass my first examination. So, because if you fail your first examination, then you are entitled to take another exam. So luckily, I have passed my first one. Way back then, I thought everything will be easy once you get your license, but I was wrong. So that's why I'm gonna tell you what are the important things I've learned. So number one now is landing a job. Landing a job is never easy. Okay. So landing a job is never easy because during my first year, I remember first year after graduation and first year after I got my license, it was never easy because we have lots of supplies. So that means a lot of nurses have graduated, a lot of nurses have taken nursing course. I mean, there are a lot of supply. So that means we have to really find our way to get a job. Now, the hospitals have been offering volunteering jobs and you don't get paid, you don't get the position. They know that you wanted to have the experience. Most of us have been taken for granted by the hospitals that because they wanted to have an experience, why not? Let's take them as a volunteer nurse. That was way back 2010. It only shows that you have to be really competent enough to be able to get a position as a registered nurse. So I just realized that it's not easy to get a job. You really have to work for it. You really have to better resume amongst others. And in the Philippines, especially if you are, it depends on where you are graduated to. If you're trying to find a hospital somewhere in the city, and then definitely they will look into your grades and all the stuff. So competition is really hard, and it's my really number hard. 2 is that nurses has a big scope of practice. What do I mean by that? Well, I just realized that from answering the phone calls, from giving medications, from toileting the patient, from feeding and ordering food for a patient, then cleaning their mess, then sometimes you will also get to assist with their entertainment, such as switching television for them, and then checking their bed if it's comfortable for them, and then doing bed sheets, and then bed making and everything. So I mean, I didn't realize that we have like that big scope, like from well, holistically speaking, we are the one who are looking after the patient holistically. That means we're also looking after their emotions, we're looking after the physical, we're looking after their social, we're looking after their sometimes spiritual. So everything deals with nursing. So I just realized that, and that's quite a lesson for me. Number 3. One lesson is that learning is continuous. I know it's cliche, but it is very true in nursing. No matter how long have you been working as a nurse, you will still learn new things. There will still new things that you will discover. There will still new things that you don't know that you will know in one shift. So every shift, you get to learn something new. Number 4, this is funny, but ball pen or pen is one of the most important thing in nursing. You cannot work without a pen. You cannot work without ball pen. Now, the most valuable aside from the stethoscope, aside from the pen torch, you cannot work without a pen. And that is also the most vulnerable things to get lost. And then, anyways, most of the nurses will agree to me. Pen is really important. My number 5 lesson is that attachment to patient and patient's story is unavoidable. Yes, we were taught not to be attached with patients. We were taught that we have to maintain our professionalism, but we are human. We have emotions. Maybe dealing with our patients with professionalism, a lot of times we get attached. You get to be affected by their stories. You get to be affected by their problems, and you can learn from them actually. As long as you don't cross the line between being a nurse and them being a patient, then that's fine. My number 6 is follow the voice within. In nursing, if there's a voice telling you or whispering to you that you have to stop, you have to pause, then do it. Because most of the time, or 99% of the time, that voice is telling you to stop because you're gonna make a mistake. All of a sudden, you just became doubtful of what you're doing, then you have to stop because that's 99% true. My number 7 is work smart but not work hard. So don't work harder, but you have to work smart. What do I mean by that again? What I mean is that you only do what you can. If it's beyond your scope, don't try to do it. Otherwise, it will only fall onto unsafe practice and it will just cause harm to your patient. Know your priority. I have learned that a lot because before I am just a yes man to everything. Even though I don't know that my capacity is not enough for that specific job or specific task, I would just say yes to it. But I've learned my lesson that you have to just work smart. You don't need to impress your boss. You don't need to impress someone else. That you try to do something that you're not supposed to do, or you try to do something that you don't know that you can't do, because otherwise you're gonna get exhausted at the end, and also you're gonna get, that's quite risky to do such thing that you're not allowed to do, or it's to do such thing that you're not capable to do. So that's that. Work smart. My number 8 is, because you've done a work smart, then work smart, play harder. What do I mean by that? Like a vacation once in a while. Use your leaves, because otherwise, if you're not gonna use your leave, you're gonna end up being exhausted, being burned out, and that's no good. I mean, you have to also think about yourself, and you have to have a pause once in a while, and that's the way you're gonna play it harder. You have to enjoy yourself. You have to enjoy the company of others as well. I know in nursing it's hard to do a social life, but it's healthier to have a social life, and it will also refresh your body, refresh everything, so that you can have another energy for work. And that's what I've learned in my a decade of being a nurse. My number 9 is make every experience count. Well, anyways, there's a saying that it's charge to experience. So once you have lots of experience already, then you could also add up to your maturity as a nurse. From there, you're gonna have a more extensive critical thinking. I'm not saying that I am really, really good in critical thinking. I'm still in doubt of myself at times with the prioritizing patients, but I've been learning. I've been learning from my experience, and I am not trying to forget about those experiences, because those experiences will help me in my future as well. Like in my next cases, in my next patient, I will cherish all the moments. I always think, sometimes I always go back to the funny things that I have experienced, because it's not always stressful, it's not always problems, it's not always dying patients, or sometimes there are funny things that happens in the hospital. There are jokes around, there are colleagues that are really fun to be with. So I think with that, you get to enjoy what you are doing, and I think that's one important lesson that I've learned. A simple thank you as well is also important. It gives you a little compliment, actually, a little fulfillment that you have done your work well, and that's what matters most, anyways. Sometimes my last lesson is that you have to look after yourself. So I've been having a wrong practice for the past few years that I've been back home, like how I lift the patients, how I assist the patients, assisting to the point that you are not looking after yourselves as well. What do I mean by that? You're not looking after your back, you're not looking after your body, because sometimes you will earn everything at the end. Such as now I'm having back problems. I have realized that yes, you are doing your job, but you also have to look after yourself first. Because otherwise, if you're gonna hurt yourself at work, then there's no point of assisting the patients, and there's no point of doing this anymore if you're not gonna work in the future because of your back problems. So I have learned that I have to control myself in assisting the patients. If they can do it themselves, then you just have to encourage them. So that's one of the most important thing I've learned, is that you have to, in an emergency, you also have to save yourself first before helping others. You have to take care of your health too, because nurses are not superhuman. We are not superhuman. We have our bladder as well, especially when we're trying to hold our bladders and all those stuff, just to finish the task and just to assist the patient. I mean, you have to take care of yourself. There's no such thing as a nurse bladder. They're saying there's always a nurse bladder, but please, I don't like to tolerate it anymore. I have learned not to tolerate the things that will hurt me, especially in my job. So that's that. And one more thing that I would add up is, please, zero tolerance to violence, because I have learned that in nursing we are helping them, and we don't deserve to be treated in a way that will risk our safety. We shouldn't be treated with violence, because we are the one helping them. So if they're violent to you, then you should stop caring for them, because otherwise you have to look after yourself. Again, back to looking after yourself. You have to look after yourself and your safety, and that's one important thing in nursing. Thank you very much again for watching. I hope that this is not very serious for you guys, but I just feel like telling you guys these experiences or these lessons that I've learned is something that is really just get sentimental whenever I share something important things about nursing like this. And of course, these lessons will help you to look back about your job as well as a nurse. That is it's really a noble profession. It's a profession that involves someone that is keen to help as well, because otherwise you won't stay in this field if you don't have the heart to help, and if you don't have the heart or passion at least to be with humanity and to do service in humanity. It's really cliche in nursing, but it deals with people. It deals with caring to people. So you really have to have the heart as well and soul for this. So anyways, thank you very much for listening and for watching this video. I hope that you like this, and for the next video, for the next content, please, you could suggest any topics or any suggestions on the comment box. And I hope to see you guys on my next vlog. Thank you guys for watching and see you again. Bye bye.